Good afternoon, everybody. How's it going? It's 3:28 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday, July 27th. Hope everybody's doing well. Had a big move in Bitcoin, and it was a good thing to see. We haven't seen a move like that in quite some time. Relief pump, I don't know. Doubtful, but we're going to get into that a little bit. We're going to get into some news. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the gaming coins again. There's more coming out. AXS hit over $50 again, reached a new all-time high. So extreme volatility. We're going to talk about ANRX and a new one that just launched today. So really, the eyes are on Bitcoin, and the eyes are on Ethereum as well. I'm going to talk about why. I'm sure you already know, but let's get into that. But first, if you could, really important, please hit the like and hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. I really do. Also, remember that none of this is to be considered financial advice. Everything in this video is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. But I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a trader, and I want to share my opinions. So let's get into it. Just some cool stuff that I've been reading through. Another small country, Kazakhstan, to reportedly allow banks to process crypto purchases. So Borat is from Kazakhstan, so maybe there'll be a movie with Borat and crypto, Sacha Baron Cohen and crypto. So just another smaller, low wealth country, and I think this is, well, what else are we going to do? We have to do something. So they're turning to Bitcoin, and I think it's a good risk to take because, people talk about the U.S. dollar. How is the U.S. dollar going up in value? How is it bouncing? How is it not just plummeting with the amount of inflation and the increase to the supply, which is, contributing to inflation? And it's like, well, one thing you have to consider is that, the U.S. dollar isn't going to lose its value just because it is inflating. It's going to lose its value when it's inflating faster than the average of other world currencies. So if other currencies are becoming less valuable at a faster rate than the US dollar is actually going to gain value. So it could lose value, and inflation can expedite, and the US dollar can still become more valuable. It's just compared to the rest of the currency in the world. So these currencies, I'm sure Venezuela is probably one of the worst. They're worthless. It's like near impossible to buy something. That was 2 years ago. One of the biggest, maybe it was a year ago, one of the biggest pieces of news is the struggle going on in Venezuela and the unrest because of it. So, anyways, just to get into that. So another smaller wealth country getting into crypto, and then I thought this was really cool. Binance and Russian Museum to tokenize Da Vinci and Van Gogh paintings. I think this is cool, not so much that they're turning the paintings into an NFT and selling them, but just tokenizing the actual paintings. I think this is what I think is really cool about NFTs in the future, not so much the actual art, but the attachment to ownership and placing ownership on the blockchain. So somebody could see just on the blockchain who owns it, if it's legit. I mean, if it's stolen, pawn shops will have a lot easier time checking the authenticity because you can't change it. You can't change it. It's on the blockchain. It's on there until it's transferred and approved by the blockchain and the blockchain network and its owners and the recipient of whoever is gaining that. That's really cool. For those of you who don't know, an NFT is a non-fungible token. All that means is that every token is assigned a different value. So one Bitcoin over here is going to be worth this same Bitcoin. But say you have an NFT and it's attached to a Van Gogh painting, and then you have an NFT and it's assigned to a Da Vinci. Those are going to be worth different amounts. That's all non-fungible means, is that they're going to be in different amounts. So I think that's really cool, and I think security and in ownership is going to be a really big part of NFTs in the future. I don't think anybody's talked about that before. So if they have, I'd love to know about it. If not, first, no, I'm just kidding. But I do think that is an idea that I think is really cool, that I've been thinking, well, what if we did this? What if we did that? If I knew how to program already, I would get on top of that and start making it, but I don't. So anyways, big Bitcoin move, huge Bitcoin move, right? We went from looking like it's over. We're coming down to, fill the gap on the futures chart at 24,000 to the very next day, just having this really nice candle. And sometimes that's how bear markets end. It just happens. And yeah, we had the B word with Elon, Kathy Woods, and Jack Dorsey. But, it sold off before, and it was like 4 hours before it, maybe even less, maybe 12 hours before it just started going up. And I was curious. I'm like, man, this looks so bad. We closed below 30,000. Finally, it's like, that was my, okay. And then all of a sudden, boom, it was just a huge fake out. And that happens sometimes. Are we out of the woods? No, we're not out of the woods yet. And I'm going to talk about what we want to see and why we stopped at 40,000. It's something that I talk about very, very frequently, and especially in the Stock Market Mentor Forum. I don't want to say too much just yet. I want to get into it. But anyways, yeah. So it was like, Elon, he changed his Twitter. Let's go to his Twitter real quick. And look at Elon's profile picture. If you haven't seen it already, it's a picture of him with sunglasses with a reflection of a Shiba Inu in his sunglasses. And he's pumping Doge. It's like, why is he pumping it now? Well, that's the only thing that threw me off. Elon, his moves are calculated. They are not just like random, like, oh, I'm going to pump Doge. They're calculated. They're thought about. They're probably communicated with others. But anyways, it seems like, he's on to something. So could be the reversal. Could be the reversal. I mean, we've gone up, what is that? 30%, 40% almost to 40,000, 35%. That's a pretty good sign. This volume is a really good sign. So where did this volume come from? Well, volume came from this. There's articles that came out about Amazon's payment team hiring digital currency expert to develop cryptocurrency strategy and products. You saw a bunch of YouTube channels saying like, oh, Amazon, they're looking to buy in. They're looking to get into cryptocurrency or make their own cryptocurrency, right? So we ran up all the way to a high of 40,593. So here's the thing I talk about all the time, right? The importance of the 7-day, the 25-day, and the 99-day simple moving averages. Why? Because it is the default moving averages that are displayed on the interface of Binance.com. So the second largest exchange in the world, and Coinbase being the largest, and I may not have that right, I'm pretty sure that's right, Coinbase and then Binance, but Coinbase doesn't really show charts like this, especially on the app. So like, I know a lot of people are at work or they're walking around, they're using the app, and anyways, I mean, look at this. We had it get rejected right at the 99-day moving average, the exact spot. So it is important to watch that. I don't care what anybody says. 40,555 was the high. The moving average is of 40,441. So, I mean, think of it what you will, but I've been using them for years now, actually, and it always is important, and it ends up proving it over and over to me. Anyway, so we stopped there because Amazon denies report of accepting Bitcoin as payment. Twitter's the best news feed for me. I mean, this comes out, and Amazon denies City AM report it will accept Bitcoin this year. So the real speculation was that they'd accept crypto as payments on Amazon. Amazon also denied it plans to launch a crypto coin in 2022. It said it will continue exploring cryptocurrencies. So I doubt that they stay out of it forever. The problem is, I mean, we were running hard. Somebody needed to put a stop to it, at least momentarily. So they did that. They put a stop to it momentarily. I don't see this stopping. One of the things that, we try and watch the day-to-day. We try and watch the long-term, and probably since we broke below the 200 and bounced, what have I been saying? We're going to move sideways. We're going to break kind of sideways through the 50-day moving average. It's off by about a week or 10 days, right? We're going to move through there. We're going to push up, test the 200, get rejected, come back down, all that while the 50-day moving average is curling up. While we come back down, retest the 50. The 50 is going to apply upward pressure on the price, and we're going to break through the 200. So far, all that is playing out. Little changes right here. I think I put out that video about, like, hey, we closed below 30,000, we're in trouble. And then, boom, next day, reversal. So, big fake out. Got me. But, I have been buying, I'm down to 50% cash now. I was buying a crap load of stuff right in here. Just because I like that candle. I've seen it before. Bear market. This wasn't even, I guess it was pretty big bear market, 55% down. But it wasn't like a year or two bear market. But all of a sudden you just see this nice candle. Didn't have the greatest volume, but you don't always need it. And it's just like, boom, could be the end of the bear market. 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months, however long that lasted. Not out of the woods. I'm not saying it's over, but I believe it is. And I've been buying a lot, and so I'm down to 50% cash. This looks like an invalidated head and shoulders pattern now. That's what it looks like to me. I was doubtful here. I was definitely doubtful back here, but now it's looking that way. So like to probably see some chop. I'd love to see us retest this, but if you've been watching, my level has been here for months. $47,044. That is the main one. We're game on if we start to close days above there, especially if we put in lows above there. It's game on for me. That's where we're at. And if you look, I wanted to check out the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin is rising in price and dominance is rising. So Bitcoin's a show. If you've been around crypto for a while, Bitcoin runs. It makes ridiculous gains. People sell, they take profits. Bitcoin starts to move sideways a little bit, and then altcoin season happens. So altcoins are moving up. They are moving up, some of them a higher percentage than Bitcoin. So I wouldn't say that altcoins are just going to stand still, but usually that's the case. They don't go up too much when Bitcoin has its big run, and then Bitcoin has a little bit of sell-off and some sideways action, and then altcoin season starts again. So that's just how it's always worked. So why would it be different this time? So important to own Bitcoin and other coins that are moving, gaming coins, which we'll get into. Just want to cover a couple more. We spoke of Dogecoin. It's just it's one of those that we finally broke out from this long-term downtrend, and I think people have been kind of hesitant and just slowly moving up. And I think it's one of those ones that obviously Elon Musk is behind, richest man in the world. That's all you're buying still. I think that eventually Tesla will accept it as payment if he can figure out how to make it more energy efficient or whatever they're looking to do. I don't really care. To me, it's just an Elon pump, and it's worked out. You got to take it seriously now. It's no longer a joke. It's in the top 10. I mean, unless you think all of crypto is a joke, which I know some people do. But that's great. I'll take my 500 to 1,000% returns and laugh all the way to the bank. The one problem is it is incredibly volatile. Altcoins, a lot of them down 90, 95. I've seen some down, ones that probably won't recover, down 99%. But 90% drops. People in crypto, that I've talked to and I follow, they all buy when it's that price. So probably no better opportunity. Also, GBTC still at a discount, 33,000 comparative Bitcoin price, $33 a share on the OTC for their trust. Gapped up because they trade Monday through Friday, not over the weekend, so that big move moved it up. So awesome. And looks like Michael Saylor is back in the profit on all of his buys, I believe, unless I think he bought some in the 40,000 range, but his average is in the 26,000. One that I've noticed, I just wanted to mention, is FTX, the token's FTT. With Binance limiting withdrawals and deposits and such like that. I think deposits too. I don't have the news article pulled up. I think FTX is one that benefits the most. When I was going through my video, which happens to be my most watched video with over 500 views, it's the top 10 low market cap cryptos. I went through 2,000 plus cryptocurrencies. And one thing that I noticed, just wanted to share this, is that everything, I was noticing, not everything, but like more and more, I'm like, wow, this trades, I'd go down and I'd see where it trades. Oh, this trades on FTX. Oh, this trades on FTX. Oh, that trades on FTX. So it's just like growing. It's already a pretty high market cap, but I mean, I think this can compete with Binance and Coinbase from a fundamental standpoint. So we'll see what it does price-wise. And I do like the exchange tokens because they're used through transactions, so they don't have to settle dollars. so they can settle their transactions instantly. So they usually give a discount to do that. But anyways, okay, so we looked at Bitcoin, looked at Dogecoin, looked at FTX, checked GBTC, saw why, the 99-day is important again. And keep in mind, like, the longer term, the moving average, the stronger it's going to be as support or resistance. So the 7-day, like we said with Dogecoin, this was following the 7-day moving average. I'll show you right here. Go to Doge. You can see it was just failing to break through the 7-day, so it's like not strong at all. It can't even break through the 7-day moving average. Finally, we did. Now we're at the 25. We'll see how we do there. It looks like we may have a chance to close above it or open above it when the new candle starts in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Anyways, let's keep moving on. Another big one to watch. Actually, two big ones to watch. Number one is Ethereum, right? Let's bring Ethereum up on Binance. And in the Stock Market Mentor, asking about levels, we were talking about levels, and I was watching that 2410 level, and I mean the 2410 level was really, really strong resistance. It broke out and sold off. Let's bring that chart up. So you can see it broke out above it and sold off. You got resistance here, and then I don't have it going too far back, but then we also had, where is it? It was somewhere back here. Anyways, you can see you got resistance here, and you can see we broke out above it and sold right off. So, the strong support levels, look at all this support. We got the 50-day moving average, we got the 200-day moving average, and those are at 2150 and 2114. And then even below that, we have the 7-day and the 25, which are at 2144 and 2082. So we're saying, well, let's watch the 2100, 2150 level. Should we come down and buy a dip? Bounced right off of there. Not a strong bounce yet, but I fully expect it. Just like I expect Bitcoin to come up to the 200, I expect Ethereum to follow through, especially with big things coming up. We have the EIP 1559 London hard fork on August 4th launching. That is a big deal. It makes Ethereum deflationary. It puts a cap on its supply instead of being infinite. If you didn't know that, Ethereum right now is an infinite supply. So it's inflationary, and they're going to make it deflationary. The other thing is it reduces fees. So essentially what they're going to do is they're going to burn the transaction fee, and the miner is going to get a tip, it's called. So they're going to get a tip. So miners aren't happy about this, obviously, because they're killing it on transaction fees right now, because Ethereum's become so popular. Everything is building off Ethereum. So the other one I really like, I don't like it as a coin. It basically came about by an accidental fork, I think by a hack, and because of that, it takes like 10,000 confirmations to send to another wallet. So if you're transferring, it takes a really long time. Probably, I'm not going to get into how why an accidental fork would come about, but there are ways to do that. It comes about when a block is settled at the exact same time. So then two blocks get made, and then essentially the next block has to pick. Right, and usually the one block disappears and they just pick the one line, but both blocks keep going. Then it creates a whole new. It's the same cryptocurrency, but it's a whole new cryptocurrency. It's a whole new blockchain. So very, very rare, but that's how it happened with Ethereum Classic, I believe. Anyways, I think they're going to get some momentum off of this Ethereum EIP 1559. It has nothing to do with Ethereum Classic. But I think that's what's going to happen. And if you look, Ethereum Classic is the only chart that I can find. Hold on, I just want to make sure. Yeah, Ethereum did drop below. I thought it did. It's the only chart that I can find. I'm sure there's others out there that didn't even touch, let alone pierce the 200-day moving average. So through that whole bear market, though it was $175, $179, that shows pretty incredible strength. I know they have something I haven't read into too much. I'm just watching this, and I do own some, playing off the hype of the EIP 1559 and maybe piggybacking off of that, just because people will be people. I think that it can get some movement off of that, possibly. I don't know. I don't know how much momentum is going to get behind it, if it's really that big of a deal, if it's already factored into the price of Ethereum. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that can get some movement. So nice thing is we're seeing a lot of bottoming. a lot of bottoming patterns. TVK, one of those showing pretty clearly, getting a lot of volume moving off the bottom. And though it's volatile, I mean, you're getting lows of $11 and highs of 11 cents and highs of 29 cents. So, move from a low of 10 cents to a high of almost 27, down to 11, up to 29. Like, that's pretty freaking volatile. But you could see, like, we're moving up into this nice cup and handle base, and we're getting tons of volume comparatively. I mean, look at that on Binance, since it was listed on Binance. This is its BUS. I'm sorry, this may be just the BUSD pair. I don't know if it lists under a Tether pair. But yeah, tons of volume. Super Farm showing the same thing. Tons of volume off the bottom. Super volatile. We're going from a low of 43 cents to a high of 78 to a low of 36 cents to a high of 77. But these are those really low market cap ones, and these are the ones that you should only have total across all of them 5, maybe 10% of your entire portfolio into. So they're just the ones that, it's hard to trade the chart. If it goes up 100%, sell half. That's what I like to do. So you just got, it's really hard to really be too picky with these. These are those ones you throw 100 or 200 bucks in, or if your risk tolerance is higher, you got a lot more money, 1,000 bucks in, I don't know, $10,000 in if you're playing with 10 million, and you just let it sit there. And if it goes up 10,000% one day, that's what you got. That's kind of how I just kind of throw money in there and kind of forget about it. Those are my ones to do that on. Extremely risky. Nothing's really proven yet. Nothing's really done yet. So a lot of bottoming patterns. So let's talk about the gaming and NFT play to earn ones. So the main one, the big one, probably hear more people talking about it now, is Axie Infinity, AXS, the game. And if you look at it, back when it listed on Binance, it was 10 cents. It was low at 10 cents, and it went to over $50. So 50,000% gain on that one since November. That's pretty freaking unreal. Pretty important that you look into this space and you take some chances, I think, my opinion. I think you take some chances. I've taken some chances, definitely taken some chances. One of them that I took a chance on was Anarchy X. It's a game they just launched. Did have a sell the news. Definitely did have a sell the news. This is right back to where I got in at around 13. 100%. I have a rule in crypto, if it goes up 100%. I mean, if we're running and it's obvious that it's going to keep on running, I'll hold it and then I'll sell half or maybe even a little more. But, Anarchy X, only available on Uniswap and PancakeSwap. Hotbit, and Bit4X I wouldn't recommend. Never really, don't know anything about them, but they look pretty crappy. But, I mean, keep in mind this thing ran from about just under 4 cents to 26 cents. So, 26, took a dip, down to, took a dip. Yeah, it's like 40% dip. God, I don't know where that's at. Like back down to 19 cents, then back up a little. It came a little bit higher, I think, up to 27 cents again. I sold half. Actually, I sold half on the way down. It was like an 80% gain, but I'm like, if this isn't breaking out, it's looking like it's going to double top. If it's not going to break out, it's going to sell the news, for sure then. Selling the news, I bought back in a little bit, not quite, the other half, but, I think it could probably come down to 11 cents, maybe 9, but I'll be buying in slowly again just because I believe in these gaming NFT play to earn cryptos are going to continue to be huge. And we have a new one. So did get into this one, I got into it a little high, but it's up 120% on the day. It's called Splinterlands. So again, another play to earn game. You can go to their website, buy their gameplay. They're all pretty similar. You buy the NFT, that's a character. You can buy weapons and armor, and I think this one's just cards, but I just think it's going to continue to catch on. Crypto, we're nerds. Guys, let's be real. We're nerds in crypto. We like games. We like science fiction. Most successful crypto people that I know are big-time gamers, so they're going to be interested in this stuff, and they're the ones with all the money. So I think it's really important. Bitcoin was moving down and it looked like crap, and these ones were moving up. Then Bitcoin got a little bit of the attention, so this stuff sold off. And then, I mean, AXS is just wild. I mean, it goes from a high of 49.78 to a low of 35, then back up to $53.50. Like, hold on tight. Like, that's crypto, especially when prices start to rise and they get crazy. They could just get crazy volatile. So, we also have another one, Sandbox. I didn't ever trade this one, but obviously had a really big run. We had a low back here of like 3.5 cents, and it went up to a high of 90 cents, so 3,000%. So this is crypto world, the things that can happen. I mean, from the chart, it looks like it's going to pull back, right? It's going to have a big time cup and handle. But from the chart, it looks like it's going to pull back. Right now, I couldn't tell you what it's going to do, because it seems like every time something looks like it's going to pull back, and it looks terrible, it does the exact opposite, which is fine. That's okay. But yeah, we talked about REVV back up to 16 cents. It came down to like 10 cents. So incredibly volatile. And then lastly, one of my favorites, we mentioned earlier, is Superfarm. Superfarm's just one of those ones that, hasn't come out with their stuff yet. They're really, really, really new. Not as new as Splinterlands, though, up 120%, 128%. So congrats to those who got in back here. Around 20 cents, you're already up 100%. Probably around a similar market cap as Anarchy X, so really low, 13.5 million. Just depends. Not all the information is out yet on these. So with the circulating supply, so Anarchy X is a circulating supply of about half, so 95 million. So if that's about the same, if not less. It's probably got a little less, so probably a higher market cap, maybe like 20 or 30 million, still really low. Whereas we go to Axie Infinity, and this thing just keeps going up. It was at 1.5 billion last time I looked, and it is now at 2.5 billion. So, I mean, think about that. You got a 15 million. I mean, this is just one of those ones, like I said, you throw some money in, maybe forget about it. If you're willing to take the chance, I'm not saying to do that, but 13.5, million, say that goes to 1.3 billion, that's 10,000%. And these games are going to continue their popularity. It is. Like, everybody's all about these. Crypto land, we're all nerds, and we like video games. So that's all there is to it. So they're going to get more and more advanced, more and more developed, and then more and more unique, and I think they're just going to get better and better, so pay attention to that section. So that's it. What do I think Bitcoin is going to do? Well, if the long-term plan is still playing out, I think there's no reason that we don't come up and test the 200. Because what happened, right? So there's two theories, and I wanted to mention this at the beginning, but I didn't, and this is one of the theories by Scott Trades on Twitter. Give him a follow. Scott Trades, one of the best traders I know. Scott Trades on Twitter. Also, I don't know if you call him the head trader or lead trader at stockmarketmentor.com. But anyways, one of his theories is that the price went up because people were selling out a tether into Bitcoin. And I'm not going to get too much into that, but that's a possibility because of all the tether stuff going on with the, investigating, whether they're backed as much as they need to be or should be. But anyways, you look at this. I mean, this, whether it's that or whether it's the Amazon, this was the buying off of the B word and Amazon, right? So we went from a low of 29,501, 29,301 the day before. So we'll say 29,301 all the way up to a high of 40,593. So I imagine most of the people in here were buying closer to here on the Amazon hype as it approached, as people were still scared, including myself down here, to buy as we looked so crappy right here. It looked like we were going to fall off a cliff. And then this is what sold. That's it. I mean, yeah, we closed at 37,262, but that's what, $2,800? I'm sorry, $3,300 when we moved like 12,000. So this wick, to me, These are the people that said, I bought on the Amazon news. It didn't come out in my favor, so I sold because the Amazon news was not correct. That's what that tells me. So I'll leave you at that. Now we got another strong candle on higher than average volume. It doesn't need to be higher than here because this was a big rumor event that created all that. So we are higher than pretty much all but a few days of the last couple months. So there's no reason that I see that we don't test the 200. Now, could we break right through that? Yeah, I expect us to get rejected, let the 50-day curl up, come back down, maybe not all the way to the 50, but I've been saying it for a couple months now, and from a macro scale, like, it's happened perfectly. So, ignore all the little bits between, sideways, kind of a downward sideways, break the 50, move up to the 200. I said about maybe end of July. It's the end of July, so it's a little bit, but anyways, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about managing risk and knowing your game plan and following through on that. So still 50% cash. The main level's a little bit over 47,000. Been saying that for months now. But fully expect to get rejected at the 200. Maybe not all the way down to the 50, but maybe the 50 is over 40,000 by that time, because it's curling up, and then that applies the upward pressure, and I think we hold and bounce back up, and that pushes us through the 200, and I'm just sticking with what I've been saying for a long time, and leave it at that. So if you liked this video and you liked this content, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, and I will keep putting these out, hopefully every 2 to 3 days, every 4 days, when I can, when I have something to talk about. Not just going to talk just for the sake of talking. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.